Hey, what's up? It's Kit. Time for another video. Today, we are going to uh, talk about Tai Rubber. This particular video is the introduction to Tai Rubber. And before we actually go into the nitty-gritty of Tai Rubber, we're looking into the family where it belongs to, which is, I believe, Hitotsu Tenya. And this fishing method, although it has evolved, it is a family, and Tai Rubber is just part of this family. Okay, now it is the probably one of the most economically important fishing methods in Japan because it has withstood the test of time. It's still around in its very basic form, still continually used till today. And it's literally kind of dedicated for one fish. Although you have a lot of bycatch and you can target different types of fish with this method, in Japan, they use this method all the way to Tai Rubber from the very basic tenya, okay, all the way to Tai Rubber. It's dedicated for one fish, which is the Tai, or uh, I believe it's the Pagros major. Okay, now it has a lot of names. The Japanese sea brim, red sea brim, red pargo, red porgy, silver sea brim. It doesn't exist here, but there's something that's similar that we call red soldier brim, which is locally called coffer. This particular method works very well with spangled emperor, snappers, uh, red ear emperor, red throat emperor, long nose emperor, those snapper brim species, basically. You could I've hooked amberjack. We've caught tuna on this. It's crazy. Okay. In its most basic form, it uses bait, and then as you can probably tell, for in chiku, you have squid skirts at the back, different forms of this. And Tai Rubber, you have these small skirts at the back and stuff called necktie. And this all belongs to one family. It's great. It's very effective. Now, why is it very popular? Now, from top to bottom, we're saying like the very basic thing all the way to Tai Rubber. Okay, why why is it very popular? Easy. The answer is easy. That's the answer. Easy. Okay. It's not complicated. It's pretty straightforward. All you have to do is just drop it down and it freaking works. Okay. Obviously, there's subtleties to it, but we'll talk about that as we progress with this series. Okay. And its most simple form, it's like this right there. Okay. A tenya basically is a hook with a sinker attached to it. And that's that. Okay. Now, the old form, of course, doesn't have the stinger. It's just this. Okay. And this thing is ancient. You can find this in Japanese fishing encyclopedias, and they've been around for like centuries. Centuries. Making this one of the most established fishing methods and one of the most economically important in Japan. So, that's the most basic. And you have a modern version of that. Okay, this is from Daiwa. I think this is called, there's different shapes. So this is something that you use when there's low current. And you can see the picture there. That's a Tai. Okay, there. That's the fish that it's used for. Now, when the current is moving, you'll have a head that's similar to this. I'm going to take this out so that you can see it. Okay, so literally just a jig head. It comes in different weights, obviously, probably heavier than most people are going to be used to. But again, this is something that is very specific to the waters that you fish in. And adopting this method elsewhere, actually, it's very effective, especially when other fishing methods are kind of not really working. This sort of thing is designed for and used on a day-to-day basis by not just anglers that are for sport, but people that are fishing commercially. This is what they're using. Okay, now that sort of evolved into something like this for, again, very specific to the fish, cutlass. Okay, a cutlass or ribbon fish. So this is what's called a um, Tachiguo tenya. Now, let me focus on this so you can see it better. Okay, there we go. So this particular one, okay, it has like a soft wire tied onto here. So this is for bait, and you attach your fish, hooking it near the tail, flipping it over, and then putting it on top here, laying down, and then you wrap it with a wire. Okay, and then you cast this out and you work it like a lure. So basically, what happens is you cast this out, you reel it in, and then once you feel the fish grab it, set the hook, and it's there. Now, what's particularly interesting about this is that this, as I mentioned, is very specific to ribbon fish or cutlass. Okay. Now, they're very difficult to hook. This is why I have this, and I have a lot of them because um, in the Philippines before, the very first brush uh, I had with Japanese fishing methods was with this particular jig. So it holds significant memories for me. There was a Japanese research vessel that docked in the pier in Cebu, and we were night fishing. And the lights that they had attracted a lot of cutlass. And we were catching them, but we weren't catching them. We were catching a lot, but we were missing a lot more. And there's this dude there that called me in this broken English. He explained everything to me and gave me the jig. And I was like, oh, okay. Casted it out. As soon as I casted it out, something took it. I was like, what? Already? So I set the hook. Bang, the fish was there. So this tenya makes it easy for you to hook the cutlass. It's very, very specialized. It's only for cutlass. And guess what? That night, I probably caught like 100 or so. We filled an ice chest with these fish, and when they run, they run in the thousands. So you can't really overfish them. And I guess for the States, especially, no one fishes for this. They're like a trash fish, but my God, man, they're fun. And they're also very good to eat. In fact, the Koreans love them. It's kind of like one of their delicacies. Now, as you can see, this is one evolution of the tenya. Now, another evolution would be like the Hong Kong hook. Okay, and a lot of people from Singapore would be very familiar with the Hong Kong hook because it's extensively used there. In fact, I have a few molds of the Hong Kong hook, which I will actually make down the line, and then I'm gonna show you exactly how to fish it as well. And also, again, with bait. And what it is literally just a hook with a sinker attached to it, and that's the tenya. Okay, now further to that, it has evolved to something called the inchiku. And this works like a spoon. So basically, yeah, I know it looks like a jig, but it actually works like a spoon. So you cast this out or you drop it down, you reel it, and it swims like this. Literally, it swims like that. Not like this, okay? It swims like this. And then when you're pulling it, the skirt swims. Now, the beauty of Inchiku is that you can use literally any sort of rod and reel for it. It doesn't matter. Obviously with sense, there's no sense if you're using a trolling rod and reel with this. But it works for a lot of species, even amberjack. Okay, so this is a catch-all. Although it was designed for Tai, but a lot of people have realized that you can catch a lot of fish, different types of fish, with this sort of thing. So again, this is something that that works everywhere as well. You can change the color of the skirt, or this is like one of the biggest components that you have, which is the squid skirt. Okay, you can see it has two assist hooks here, and we'll make these. Okay, I'm gonna show you how to make these because I have a lot of these skirts, and then these bodies. It's actually kind of easy now. Um, it's one of the reasons why I love this mold of mine, because all it is just putting a hole on this. Okay, and it's literally what it is. And I've used this before. This is a copy, pretty much, of the body of a what's it called, crocodile spoon. And I've used crocodile spoons before with this. So we're going to be making, again, something like this for shallower water, obviously. Okay. And yeah, this is why I was so happy to find the a mold for it. Okay. Now, a further development to that would be tie rubber. Okay. The fishing method for all of this, literally the same. So you could use the same gear for pretty much all of them. Um, I've used different types of gear, which I will show you in succeeding videos. But tie rubber, there we go. Okay, and one of my favorites would be this one right here from Storm. This is called the Dokan Snapper Ball, as it's called. Okay, and the guy who was behind the project was KD. Okay, so he was part of the development team for this, and my gosh, man, this really works. Now, it's not only for Thai, even if the name is Thai. And in Japan, they use this to target the Thai exclusively, and all in good, you know. Uh, braid changed a lot for this, because before, the fishing method that's used for this, again, it's like a fishing line with a lot of sinkers lined up, spaced in like an inch or so. So a long section of this line with the sinkers, and at the very end, it's the Tai Rubber or the tenya. Okay, and they fish this off of an anchored or a drifting boat. So they drop this down. Literally shows you that this is meant to be fished on the bottom. Okay, so very, very effective. Now, in the advent of braid, obviously, the weight has changed, and now we can fish them straight down with very little resistance from the water. And this is pretty important because this fishing method relies on uh, sensitivity, because these fish, once they actually bite, except probably when you're targeting pelagics with inchico, okay? But when these fish bite, they actually kind of nibble on things, okay? When you're fishing this, it's one of the things that you actually have to keep in mind. When you get a strike or when you feel something chewing on this, more than likely it's like smaller fish trying to peck at it. And then comes a big fish, and then you feel it actually taking the taking the lure. And what you do is you do nothing. That's it. You don't do anything. And just reel in. That's it. And this is the beauty of this, okay? The beauty of this and why it has endured is because this whole method, like from the cutlass, tenya, all the way down to this particular one, when you get a strike, the last thing you do is actually set the hook. And this is why there's like stingers. Because as soon as the fish bite, peck at it and all, it's attacked. They will actually hook themselves 9 times out of 10. And if you set the hook, you miss it. Okay, now this fishing method is really good for, let's say, people who haven't really fished ever. Okay, and those that are kind of starting out, especially when it comes to offshore bottom fishing or jigging. Okay, you give them something like this, drop it down, don't do anything, just let them actually hold the rod. As soon as they get a bite, as soon as the fish runs, they just reel. That's it. It's that easy. It works, it's easy, it's fun. And this is the whole reason why up until today it endures and why it's still around. It's still a really big segment, or is probably the biggest segment of this whole fishing industry. Okay, you have rods specific to this type of fishing, although it can be adopted. And again, we're going to be talking about how down the line. Okay, but these are all rods that I've used for this method. Now, in Chuku is very interesting because if you have an all-around rod and reel, like take for example, for me, I have that 4,000 sized the no, where is that thing? But I showed you guys this in a previous video. It's kind of like my do everything rod and reel. I've taken it offshore, inshore, and all this 7-foot rod spinning. I could use an Inchiku, toss it, not cast it, okay, but lob it far away from the boat, let it drop down, reel it in slow, reel it in fast. This thing works. It really depends on what I want to catch. Speed is a very big factor when it comes to these things. And again, we're going to be talking about that when we talk about reels. But, as soon as you find the right speed, the fish respond. The fish literally tell you. It's very, very easy. Again, just reel it in, bang, it works. It's very easy, very straightforward. In fact, um, you know, if I take someone offshore, let's say, and they don't know anything about this whole thing, right? I just give someone a sturdy rod and reel to use. Have her or him drop down. Kids, ladies, zero experience, and I betcha within 10 minutes I can get them to catch fish. As I'm teaching them how to use the gear with this thing, it's that easy. Okay, and this is a big surprise for me. Why a lot of people outside of Japan didn't pick this up, because literally I don't really do this type of fishing because it's kind of too easy. But if I'm out there just trying to have fun and stuff like that, I'll have a lot of these in the box. Actually, I have a lot of these in the box when I'm fishing here in Dubai, because one of the things that's very important for this is that this is a method that you use in 100 meters and under. Now, there are specialized lures or what do you call this? Tai Rubber for really deep water, like 200-gram ones, which I also have and stuff. But the effectivity of this thing, at least for the fun factor, 100 meters and below, that's it. Deeper than that, and then you'd require kind of specialized gear. Now, again, we're going to talk about the line that you're using with this and all that, because it is kind of like a balancing act. But again, pretty straightforward. In recent years, what has happened is that there is actually a surge of usage when it comes to spinning reels, spinning gear when it comes to these things. But traditionally, you use overheads for this. Okay, and it's a juggling act, and the fish is actually the one to tell you when they respond to what you're doing. All right. Anyway, so we're gonna be talking about rods in the next video, but hopefully this gave you an insight of this whole thing, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. I think in the lure side, I'm gonna show you how to make this, and guys, it's very, very straightforward, especially when it comes to Tai Rubber. Okay, so the as far as the Tai Rubber is concerned, anyone can make a head. It's very easy. And then as far as the tails are concerned, again, very, very easy, very simple. And the principle of this is just the head breaking the water, and it gives the action to the tail. That is it. So with that in mind, you don't have to make anything fancy, it works pretty straightforward, and literally anyone can do it. So um, I'm going to show you how to make them from scratch. Alrighty? That's something to look forward to. Alrighty, that's it for this video. Hopefully you found it interesting. And again, we're going to be talking about the rods in the next video. Okay, so stay tuned for that. Before we go, I'd like to remind you guys that if you are interested, okay, if you're new to the channel, this channel talks about the hows and whys of fishing. We cover everything from big game, ultralight, everything in the middle, including fly fishing. And as you have seen, we did the introduction for Tai Kabura or Tai Rubber 101. Okay, make sure to subscribe to be able to find the channel again. A lot of people actually do that. They kind of forget and they couldn't find the channel. So if you want to learn more, click on that subscribe button. While you're at it, if you learned something from the video, give it a thumbs up. Okay. And when you're subscribing, subscribe and click on the notification bell so that when I publish videos, you get notified. All right. A lot of videos about different topics in the website, or sorry, in the channel. So go ahead and browse around. Okay. If you want to help the channel grow, click on the join button. All right. And I'd like to thank the guys that have already done that. The members, you guys are awesome. Thank you. Thank you very much. And that is it for this video. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Class dismissed.